Maine Coons are extremely popular, but even the most famous cat in the world has its disadvantages. Stick with us to find out the Maine Coons' pros and cons, and we'll start with the good part. Number 1. Maine Coons are brilliant. They're more like roommates than pets. Maine Coons quickly learn your routine and can easily learn tricks. It's also said that Maine Coons can tell when you're sad. Number 2. They're always by your side without being demanding. Some cat breeds are more independent, while others are super demanding, but not the Maine Coon. This cat will always be by your side without being pushy. Number 3. Maine Coons are great, even if you have other pets, dogs included. Still, there are a few important things to consider if you have another pet, so it's best to watch this video before choosing your Maine Coon. Number 4. They're not afraid of water. Most Maine Coons will happily dip their paws in their water bowls, making a total mess at times. And that's not all. Some Maine Coons will even join their owners in the shower. Their semi-water repellent coats might explain their affinity for water, but it's a fascinating trait nevertheless. Number 5. Maine Coons aren't only large kitties, they're also gorgeous. Their distinctive, powerful jaws make them look strong and give them a unique appeal. It's no wonder they're so popular. Number 6. They're playful and goofy. Even the worst days will be easier with a Maine Coon by your side, as these fluffy fellows sure know how to make you smile. Number 7. Maine Coons are laid back and patient with toddlers, provided they don't feel threatened and aren't hurt. Moreover, their playful nature makes them perfect playing partners for your older children. Number 8. They're not afraid of adventures. Maine Coons can accompany you on your walks around the neighborhood, especially if you start when your Maine Coon is young. And who knows, maybe even on your hiking trips. Maine Coons are indeed amazing, but we also need to discuss their disadvantages so you can see the whole picture. Number 1. They can be too active for the average person. Sadly, most adults nowadays are super busy, and that's problematic since Maine Coons are pretty active. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying energetic cats make bad companions. They're simply not a good match for busy persons. So, if you don't have the time to play with your cat daily or take Kitty on walks, it's best to look for another, less active cat. Number 2. There is a high chance your Maine Coon will become mischievous if bored. Your Maine Coon could do anything to get your attention, from chewing electrical cables to throwing things on the floor or shredding your curtains. And let's not forget that Maine Coons are intelligent. In this case, you'll have no option but to play with Kitty, no matter how tired you are. Number 3. Their health isn't their strongest suit. Maine Coons are prone to developing a severe health issue called 𝐜𝐴𝐴. 𝐜𝐴𝐴 causes the progressive thickening of the heart's left ventricle and can lead to sudden death. The condition isn't curable, but the medicine can prolong the affected cat's life if detected early enough. Sadly, the doctors haven't been able to identify all the genetic mutations that cause this disease. In fact, there are only 2 identified mutations, one in Maine Coons and the other one in ragdolls. Still, even the Maine Coons that don't test positive can develop the disease. So it's not an exclusive test, but it's still something. Accredited breeders test their cats yearly against many health issues, including 𝐜𝐴𝐴. That's why I highly suggest staying away from backyard breeders. Other concerns for this breed are hip dysplasia and spinal muscular atrophy. Number 4. They need large homes. Since Maine Coons are large and energetic cats, they should only live in big houses. That's a bummer, I know, but we should put the well-being of our pets first. Number 5. They need walks or 𝐭𝐤𝐴𝐵s to be happy. Maine Coons should also have access to a safe 𝐭𝐤𝐴𝐵 to be properly entertained. Leash walks are a great alternative if you live in a quiet neighborhood. But if you can't offer your Maine Coon a safe outdoor experience, it's best to choose another cat. Number 6. Maine Coons shouldn't be left alone for too long. Maine Coons do best in a boisterous household, so if you don't work from home, at least get your Maine Coon another furry companion. Number 7. Maine Coons aren't considered a great choice for people allergic to cats. Unfortunately, there's no hypoallergenic cat breed out there, but some breeds do better than others. Maine Coons aren't known for producing fewer allergens than other cats, and they have a dense coat. Males typically produce more allergens, which is another thing to consider. The good news? You can manage to live with a cat even if you're allergic, provided your allergy isn't severe. Still, you'll need to consult with your doctor before getting a cat if that's the case. Number 8. Their coats can be high maintenance. Fully grown Maine Coons should be brushed several times a week to keep their fur tangle-free. That's quite a big commitment, and it's definitely something you should consider before getting one. But let's not end things on a negative note. The absolute best thing about the Maine Coon is his brilliant personality. There's more to this amazing breed than what we discussed today, so you should definitely watch this video next to learn more about the Maine Coon. See you there!